Dear presents, the sun goes day and the night is Saturn cycle. Night come, week go by. Month come, as the months go by. The New Year's be. Our life is spent in the days of one day. Day and night, week after week, month after month, years after years. These are the sign of whom? Surely there is a craftsman. Who is he? He is our Creator, the best merciful in the world and in the Akhirah. He is also the Master of the Day of Judgment, Lord Sustainer Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, Inna Dina Indallahi Islam. Surely Islam is the best holy religion chosen by Allah. 95% of the people of Bangladesh believe in Islam. That is why our state religion is Islam. Islam is mentioned in the constitution of this country. But the question is there any kind of culture of the celebration of religion culture or subculture in Islam? No, not to mention Islam. I will ask later about Islam. I am questioning the conscience of the conscious Bengalis. So we have any 31st night in our Bengali culture? If have not, then why organize a shameless exhibition of Nastami in the name of 31st night and English New Year in this land green with the holy murder of 3 million murders? We have a Bengali calendar, so why don't the British talk so much about the English years? Any anti-Islamic act including 31st night between in 95% Muslim countries? Should not our state authorities officially stop all anti-Islamic activities including 31st night and subculture? It is not the responsibility of the government to keep Muslims away from arrogance and anti-Islamic act like 31st night? Dear presents, before describing the teaching of Islam here in the light of history, according to the quotation of different nations, the English New Year and the 31st night claim the roots of the culture. In 48 BC, Julius Caesar introduced the first English New Year celebration. Even then, there was no minimal involvement of Islam in the history of New Year celebration on January 1. According to sources, the extension of the English year through the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar is not only in Europe, but in many countries around the world. The Gregorian calendar named after Pope Gregory, a Christian priest, put in this name. The New Year is celebrated according to that calendar. The consider is the religious affiliation and call is Nowruz or Diwali, the religious festival of the Hindu New Year in the harvest year. Dear presents, let us now look at the views of the world renowned Islamic scholar in reviewing the teaching and history of Islam. Imam Abu Hafs Kabir Rahmatullah alayhi said that if someone do not enact on the occasion of Nowruz or New Year, then the 50 years of that Muslim will be waste. On the world, due to the celebration of New Year, all the period of his life may be ruined. But sadness for us, sadness for all Muslims. Many Muslims today are celebration 31st night, including the English New Year's, the New Year's of the harvest year, and in doing so, they are calling them to have relationship with foreign pagans. But Allah says in the Holy Quran, surely those are losers who do not believe on Allah. On the other hand, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Al-mar'u ma'aman ahabba, the wealth with which a person relates belongs to them, and he will be with them on the day of resurrection. History proves that the pagans are the initiator of New Year celebration. So Islam never recognized the New Year celebration. So my dear brothers and sisters, we have to think about this to have time. We have to learn from this. We need to understand. In the name of freedom, they are taking our mothers and sisters out of the culture and turning them into objects of their own enjoyment in the open field. We need to understand who is calling us to participate in this culture. They are never our friends. They are our big enemies. They want to make the country leaderless and put on the shackle of subjugation. At the same time, we need to make our parents aware. Children need to be educated in religious education and live a beautiful life. You have to be vocal against those who is helping your daughter to be absent from the confine of the screen in the name of women's freedom. And the girls have to understand that this is not basically freedom, but the freedom that Islam given to women is the real freedom of women. Struggling comrades and friends, finally I would like to say one thing to you, and that is to save ourselves from terrible traps set by the foreign stature of Western culture, and to rise up against them in the same faith as our predecessor. We have to break their black hand. We have to jump with thunderous voice to compose the graph of subculture. May Allah grant us tawfiq to do the work. Ameen. Nasrun min Allahi wa fathun qareeb. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank a lot for Zahid for describing a most important topic in front of us. May Allah grant him tawfiq to learn more and go ahead in the future. প্রিয় সুধী,